We are going live. We are now on air. The January 16th, 2015 Small Business Accounting Advisors. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
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 Day two. Rhonda, you have the coolest desk now.
I want to see it.
I want to see. Can you move the camera?
No. I can try to share pictures or like a link of what I got.
Do the link. I'll put it in the showcase.
Okay. So basically what it is, it's the year of the standing desk.
Oh, I love that idea.
And
My chiropractor suggested one.
yeah. Well, I've been literally having medical problems for the last month. I've suffered from severe headaches, and after doing MRIs and testing and chiropractors and more doctors and every single allergy test possible, I think I've narrowed it down to it's related to stress.
Yep.
Yes.
And I own my own business. I have 2 kids, one that's 17 turning on 2, and a literally 14-year-old that thinks he should be 30, disabled child. And I said, no, I can't have any stress. Come on. And literally after trying to narrow everything down, going to Hawaii for a week, not having a headache at all.
Wow.
Came back and had a headache, and I've had one ever since, and then I've been headache-free for 3 days. And yesterday I got a very stressful call from my son's school. It's kind of a long story, but they told me they had dropped him out of homeschool. And basically I have to deal with it and make sure nobody knocks on your door want to take your kids away from you. So that was kind of stressful. Well, instantly after that, I got a huge pressure headache. And it was like that aha moment where you go, oh my gosh, that is so it. So I had talked to my chiropractor. He told me you probably should try the standing desk. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be painful. It is. My feet hurt. My back hurts. My butt hurts. Everything hurts. However, it's getting better.
Good.
So yeah, the standing desk, it's really cool because it's adjustable, so it fits everybody that needs to use the desk. And I can use it sitting, standing. I'm currently standing right now.
Can't tell.
No, well, I'm short to begin with.
But you can choose, like, if you want to stand for a couple hours and walk around and everything, but then you want to sit, you can lower it.
Yes.
Because some that I've seen, you can't do that, and I thought.
Do you
know? And this one is made specifically for a Mac, so it literally. I mean, I know some of you guys have Macs and some don't, but if you have a Mac, it literally is so seamless.
That's great.
It took my guys literally 20 minutes to put it together, and most of it was just putting it together, not even having to figure out how to install or anything. It's the best thing. And I added 3 little Velcro dots for my pens, and I've customized it, and it's working out really well. I really can suggest this to anybody. And like, you don't have to do, all day standing up. I do an hour on, an hour off. If I just can't take it anymore, I'll just sit down for a little bit. It has a little desk stand. I can add the link.
Yeah, can you paste it?
I'll put it in the showcase.
Yeah, because I've got a bunch of them that I've pinned on Pinterest, but I want to see this. But you said it's specifically for a Mac, means it must. What's unique about a Mac?
Specifically for, like, it fits like the actual monitor. It fits like the keyboard, but I assume that there's probably one out there, just for Windows, because you can buy them any type. And maybe I looked at a lot of them, and this one was not cheap, I'll tell you that much. But it works, and it's actually, literally, it's been awesome.
So the idea that you can, that you can walk around, so.
Well, what you can, just like you would walk if you had to get up.
Yeah.
get up. But like when I come back, I don't have to sit down. I don't have to reposition my chair. I'm just standing up. If I choose to sit down, I just literally push it down with my hands. I should do a video. I have to figure out how to do it. But there is a video in the on the specific one I bought.
So how do I get the link? Where's the?
I think she's coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it. I have.
Showcases the little arrow, the little tags, right?
Right.
There it is.
So
Okay.
Rhonda, what are we looking at? About a couple $1,000 for that or so?
Oh no. I believe, including taxes, there's no delivery. I believe it was about $630, give or take.
Because I saw one that was like
Yeah,
$3,000.
some of them are wickedly expensive.
Yeah, and what's really cool about this one, I mean, you can put a mat under it, you can move your chair. And I have a pretty big office, so I can move around. I've literally seen, I have a spot actually wide enough for if I choose to put a treadmill under it.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, or I also know that there's a sitting bicycle. It just has no hands or, to it, and you could slide it right under the keyboard.
So while you're on a video call, you could be bicycling away.
Exactly. I probably wouldn't be, but I've suffered with weight, and I'm not doing it for a weight thing. I'm just doing it for healthier options, because I want to live, for a long time. And I've sat literally for 20 years of my life at this desk, and I'm like, ugh, that's horrible.
So the chiropractor. So the idea is if you change up your position at work, that's going to help with your neck and back and stress.
Yes. And I have to learn how to just deal with stress a little differently.
And when you figure that out, let me know.
One of the things I did,
Yeah.
I had my massage therapist come over to my house
Oh.
and look at my chair.
Ah.
Oh.
Yeah. And she, right away, what she did was she said, oh, and she pulled the chair up like about 6 inches higher.
Right.
And now what I have is a little footrest that's about 4 to 6 inches off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And so that works pretty well. So I got an expert. The massage therapist could tell how I was sitting wrong.
Right. My armrest is the exact same height as the mouse and the keyboard. Because one of my employees likes her mouse up on her desk, and that's not ergonomically correct.
No.
You
You gotta have one of those things on the side.
Yeah. But
I don't think it's easy to get in the right place.
no, my new chair isn't as adjustable.
I alternate chairs. I have a couple chairs because after a while everything hurts. My bottom, my back, and it's like I gotta get another chair. I mean, I've gone through so many chairs.
Yeah.
The link I provided was for the Apple one, but they do have a tab for products, and then you can select other ones. It's just not for the Apple.
Oh.
So where's the link? How do I get the link?
Look in the yellow tags on the left-hand side.
Oh, there it is. I see
I
it.
also put it in the chat.
Yeah.
It's you mount your computer on this, and then you can move it around up or down.
You just move. Yeah, all you're doing is moving the monitor up and down, and then the keyboard sits on a tray. See, I don't have a tower or anything.
Yeah, that's like mine, Rhonda. And
Right.
this is just mainly a stand that is adjustable.
Yes.
Okay.
And it basically tilts up or down, or you can turn it, right or left, and there's adjustment. So if you didn't want to have it staring in front of you, you could move it, and I can move it up and down, and it's very sturdy. Like I said, I looked at a whole bunch of them, and none of them, worked. I looked at more expensive. I looked at less expensive ones. Everybody's preference is different, so.
Did you see the gal in the ABBO Facebook page that ordered the chair that vibrated and it had a heating pad or had heated?
Nice.
So I ordered that one, and my husband took it. And then yesterday when I came in and one of my gals had a heating pad, she pulled her back, and I'm like, I want to get Mark's chair, and she got in it and she said, Oh, this is the way you keep employees at work.
And
Oh, it's funny. But when my migraine got so bad yesterday, I went and sat in it for a while, and then it got away from me. I had to go to bed. But yeah, it's not fun, this stress. But what's happening now is I'm back to grinding my teeth or clenching my teeth. So I think what happened, I woke up this morning, the joint is so tender. I can't even massage it because it's like
where there's things in your mouth.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to make me a new one, but I have to have a crown first because you gotta get your teeth fixed first before you get the mouth things.
Right.
Oh well, after Texas.
Well, I've been waiting. Joanne has a story to tell us about her support.
Oh no.
Story. I cut with a mouthful.
No, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Let's see.
So,
Into it? Are we gonna talk about Into It?
should I mention? I gotta mention it. Yeah, into it.
Okay.
Okay.
let's hear
So
it.
this is just kind of pretty basic, but it was so funny I was cracking up. I had a client who emailed me and is looking to get QuickBooks for Mac. So she's like, do you know where's the best place to get it? So I'm like, okay, well, let me check, let me check the ProAdvisor site. Hang on a second. What? Yes, I'm on live here. Smith. Is that salad for me, he says? Okay.
Remember, no stress. No stress, guys.
Oh, there's no stress here.
But people that don't do this don't understand.
I know.
You're
So
doing what? You're talking to a bunch of people you don't know on the computer? Yeah.
We know each other. Come on.
he gets it now. Yeah, he gets it now. So anyways, I said, okay, well, let me just go log on to my QuickBook Advisor thing and see what the price is and the discount and all that kind of stuff. So I log in, and of course, me being, the ADD person that I am, I'm like, oh, that has an old profile picture. Let me update my profile.
Oh,
So
God.
I'm like, it took me like half an hour, and I still can't figure out how to upload the profile picture. So I'm like, okay, forget that. Let me just see how much this stupid software is. So I go and look, and the software's not there. And I think somebody posted it in Abo, too.
Oh,
There's
they took
only-
it off.
There's only QuickBooks Online, and there's only like checks and forms, and then like a couple other things, but there's not the desktop version for Mac or Windows, any version available for you to click underneath the clients.
Yeah, you have to call
So-
me.
Okay, well, let me finish my story.
Okay, sorry.
So the first thing I do is I, right on that advisor screen, there is a click to check to talk to somebody. So I'm like, I'm going to chat to support. So I talk to Jason, Jayson, and so I ask him a question, and I say, I'm trying to purchase this product or get a pricing. Can you give me a price? And he sends me a link. And he sends me a link to the actual normal Intuit site where you would buy QuickBooks. And I'm like, I don't want that site. I want the site where I can get my discount.
All right.
And I said, plus I need the Mac version. And he goes, oh, well, click here. And he clicks, and it's to the Intuit website, the Mac version. And I'm like, I know I can get it there, but I know advisors get like a 20 or 30% discount.
Right.
And and this guy's supposed to be a pro advisor. Help. It was that's where I was in. He goes, you'll have to talk to sales.
Yeah, I was going to tell you.
So I said, thanks for all your help, which there was no help. And I'm going to go in my other window and chat with sales. So I went over to the other window, I chatted with sales, and I talked to the Samuel guy. And so we went through the whole thing, and I said, I'm trying to purchase through my ProAdvisor discount, and he sends me the same 2 damn links.
Heck.
And I'm like, I've already been there. I've already done that. ProAdvisor is sending me to you, and he tells me, well, you have to call the 1-800 number for ProAdvisor. Which, of course, at that point in time, they were closed.
Of course. They
So
close back at night.
So, and the other thing I forgot to mention too is when I talked to the ProAdvisor guy, I asked them what's up with me not being able to do the profile picture, and he said we're working on that part of it. We have a glitch with our website right now.
Yeah.
So, if anybody out there in the entire world, whoever's watching this, knows how much a ProAdvisor can purchase QuickBooks Pro for Mac, can you let me know?
I can get it. I can get it for you.
Don't tell it on air. Don't tell our prices on air.
No. I can get it for you for a discounted price.
I just put
All
it
right.
in the
So
chat.
can Sarah. Wait.
Well, and here's the thing is
Amazon.
I have an Amazon affiliate store, so I usually compare any discounted price to my Amazon affiliate store. So that's why
Amazon is the best price right now.
Who?
Amazon.
for Mac though, because sometimes like
Cheaper than what I just put up? Cheaper than
No.
what I just put up?
Funny, when you buy it from Amazon, you've actually bought it from Intuit, because I was showing one of my clients how to buy QuickBooks Pro on Amazon, and I was telling her, get here, click here, and I clicked there and I bought QuickBooks Pro for myself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and the only reason why I do that is that because I
had to wait 6 weeks to get a check in the mail, refunded the money back from Intuit. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Oh, see, mine doesn't do that. I just have on my website, I just have like an Amazon store set up with all of the products that I recommend, and some of it being QuickBooks One. So whenever one of my clients clicks on that, they automatically do the downloads, and then I get like a 4% commission in my checking account, which that's not why I do it, but I do it because Amazon's got the cheapest prices.
They do.
So Rhonda just said that that's beating our IRP price. Wow. Sometimes it does, like Sam's or Costco.
Oh
and
yeah,
all that.
and that's what I always do is that I always look to see, and if I can, there's times like after May, there's times where Amazon will drop it down to almost
Crazy
like
low.
139, 159. I can't see having people go through my ProAdvisor to. I don't need to make money like that. I want to give them the cheapest price. So
What's nice about just popping in and doing ordering, like I did one yesterday, and within 15 minutes I had their actually I didn't realize that when you buy another seat that it's the same license number. That it just like they called me this morning. I had helped one of the new gals get a seat, and then they called this morning and the owner's going, I can't get in. And I'm like, what's it say? And he says, well, it says I've reached my licenses. I said, what else does it say? It says if you recently purchased one, click here to sync license. I said, click on it. So he clicks on it. He goes, oh, okay, thanks.
that's funny.
It's so funny. People won't read.
But literally, so it took me almost a half an hour between two different chat windows, and these guys sending me to each other's departments for. I still, at the end of the night, still did not know how much or where I could possibly buy this product.
Larry has some advice for you.
That's too funny.
Larry's being funny in the chat.
He goes, by the way, to Vinny.
I think I need to hook up with Vinny. I need a husband.
Lost off the truck type discount. Of course, you can never get it registered, so you can get into its services. Great prices, though. Is that like the bootlegger? The guy in Chinatown?
Vinny?
Vinny. He goes by Vinny.
Oh, who didn't make it today? Dwayne.
Yeah.
He said he'll make it. He had an appointment he'd be done around 2:30 or so. So.
Oh, okay.
But Dennis, where's Dennis? Oh, there's Christine.
Yeah, well, I kind of wanted to talk about Dwayne's question. He's asking, he has somebody that's an S Corp and wants to know what's better, QuickBooks Online or QuickBooks Hosted.
You can't even answer that question.
Yeah, it
Without doing
It doesn't really matter, but it depends on what the client's needs are. That's the answer.
No, it depends on whether they want to actually be able to do their financials properly.
Linda's asking what an ERP is.
It's a very good thing.
Brandon can't talk in the chat. He has to talk on my iPad. I'm so confused.
I know. Tell Brandon I said hi.
Okay.
Yeah, we all said hi.
He's like, don't take business away from the herbs.
I know, right?
Hey guys, so I hate to see this. I gotta leave. I actually have a chiropractor appointment. I kind of forgot about it.
Oh, man.
Have fun.
Okay, Rhonda, thanks for
All
joining us.
right, good seeing you.
Feeling better.
I got binging and bonging going on all over my phone now.
I know, the iPad and the phone and everything's chirping.
Oh, that's because Linda
Conversations going on.
and I are having a conversation with somebody.
Oh no, somebody's trying to get in.
Here comes Dennis.
It's Dennis and Brandon. Brandon's conversing with us through Google.
I think Dennis started his own hangout. Where is he?
That's what I think.
Gosh,
Dennis is trying to call in.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh my gosh.
We'll try. I just tried inviting him again. Let me try.
According to this, he joined a hangout, but it's not ours.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna.
Oh, he's trying to start a hangout with me.
Pardon me.
He's
Trying to
cheating
start
on
a
you.
hangout with me.
Cheating on me.
Dennis is cheating on you with another hangout.
Well, I could go into this hangout, tell him to get out of there and go to the.
Well, I just sent him the link.
Okay, that should work.
Hopefully that will work.
But who was asking about the S corp?
Dwayne.
Dwayne.
Because it doesn't matter what kind of business. It's what's the limitations of online and what kind of what do
Brandon.
they need?
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Brandon.
Brandon.
Hey, how are y'all?
Good.
Don't run into anything.
We're still trying to get Dennis on, I guess.
Yeah, I stay on the road all the time. I try not to run anything.
Good.
Yeah, we don't want you to wreck.
We're at 10. That's why you can't get in.
Are we at 10?
Mm-hmm.
What on earth? I'm only in the U's. I hate this
I count
1099 wizard thing.
And QuickBooks?
Yeah, I hate it. I want my old 1099 thing back.
Yeah, well.
I've got a client. I've been teaching her. You know, she puts the little brackets in the vendor name. Needs W9, has W9. What kind of W9? You know, that makes my review a lot faster. Except that she forgets to check eligible for.
Oh.
So she gets so many new vendors every year. So I've been sitting here while we were tracking. I just started at the Z's and I'm going up. And sure enough, there's another one, partnership. Not checked. That's because she pays me well.
Check it anyway, whether you paid them the minimum or not.
Yeah, see, I test everybody. I don't care where it's mapped. I don't care. You know, I test the whole thing.
I've been doing some freelance work, like, you know, what do you call it? Like, what, merchandising and stuff like that. Like I did that early in the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like $110. Got a 1099 the other day.
Seriously?
Seriously.
Somebody doesn't know what they're doing.
Well,
This is
some
a-
corporation. Going up. Sure enough, there's another one, partnership.
I mean, I did it as
Well,
I wasn't a corporation or anything, but I'm like,
Whether you paid the minimum or not.
Yeah, you know what it is? Some companies, it's easier to give everybody one than to determine who doesn't get one. Because I'm a corporation, I get them all the time.
some
Dennis, I think I'm going to mute
Hey,
you.
did Dennis get in? No.
Oh, now he's not. He's doing good.
He's there,
Looks like
but
he's frozen.
Frozen.
We're full
he's
now.
A full house tonight.
So I need to connect with James, I believe. You guys were, Gina and Yvette were mentioning that to me, because he's our
About manufacturing inventory for a manufacturer.
Yes,
Oh, that's a Brandon thing.
Brandon.
Yes.
Me
He
and
likes
baby.
inventory, don't
Can you hear
you?
me?
Talking later.
Do I like inventory? I just somewhat like inventory. It is a pain in the rear.
So you remember our people that we did our thing for?
Yes, the window people, window or door, yeah.
Yeah, they're having issues setting it up. Like,
Okay.
they kind of want it. It's like they want to get rid of Peachtree, but they're still thinking it should function like Peachtree. And like, well, it didn't do that in Peachtree. We didn't have to do that in Peachtree. Like, that's what I'm getting.
Because it's not Peachtree.
But it's not Peachtree. You can't think of it that way. We have to, you tell it what to do, custom to how you want the end results to happen, and we can set it up that way. I was on for an hour, and I was trying to explain. They're like, we don't want to do categories, or we want to do. So I need.
You're gonna need some alcohol.
Well, being on for an hour is a good thing if it's billable, and not so good if it's not.
Right. It is, and that's fine. And but I can't make the call. They have to, as a company, decide this is how we want to put our inventory in the system, and this is the result we want. And they're not talking to each other. And I can't, for how many ever billable hours, yes, the money's good, but I'm not going to waste my time on that. I ain't got time for that. Shoot.
I get it.
Write it down, then. If that's the case, send them a letter and say, if you want X, Y, Z, then you have to do A, B, C.
Yeah, and they know.
Until
they know
it's done, I can't make magic happen. My magic wand broke.
And they clearly understand that. It's just that getting out of that Peachtree mentality and acknowledging that, QuickBooks is a lot more robust and we can do a lot more with it. So I need to get the president and the son on, well, I don't even know what his title is. It's the father and the son on board. I'm like, look, you guys need to decide, okay, this is the kind of reporting, this is the direction we want to go in, and this is how we're going to be able to track your, inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Because all they were doing was, this is the number at the beginning and this is the number at the end, and they didn't do anything in between.
We've had the same type of clients. I've got one in Northwest Arkansas, the manufacturer that bought some externals, bought some hardware, bought some software, spent about $1,300 to $1,500 on it, but never could get their employees. The owners didn't want to go through the process of getting the inventory in the right spot and making sure that they could barcode everything to make everybody accountable for the inventory that they've got. So they waste the money. They've still got everything sitting there, and I can't make them pull the trigger. So
no, you can't. At some point you can't run people's businesses for them. And we had a horrible thing today. One of my gals was working with somebody for over 4 hours, and we're suffering because of their bad hiring. And if they're not going to hire, listen to us and do something about the staff that's incompetent, I can't make management decisions for people as much as I want
What do you do when your client? I've had that experience this week too. That you give your clients advice. You believe that it's good advice and it's going to solve their problem, but they just simply refuse to do it.
Right. And at some point, is it worth it? Is it worth the stress? The stressor here?
Yeah.
At what point do you give them up, though?
Yeah, I know. Well, at the end of the day, we were like, shoot, they can never upload a file. I said, we have this thing called QBox, and so I turned on a Zoom meeting, which is like join me, and I'm watching a screen, and so I invited her to QBox, and I swear, before I could say, don't touch anything, click, 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 click.
Right.
And I'm like, stop, and then, and she go, oh, okay, click, click, click. And then we couldn't get it installed. The woman, and she's like, and she's a principal, so she's like, Sarah, now watch your tone.
That's when you know I'm going to end this conversation.
Well, the woman's hysterical. She really is hysterical. And then what was funny was our video popped on so she could see us, and then I forgot to tell Karen that was going to happen. Then Karen's all of a sudden in my video.
Right.
And then she's like, I can see you and I'm invisible. And I mean, it started off funny, but we were so frustrated because I'm like, open your email. There's the email. No, stop. Read what I said. Oh, she's just, we gave up. And her internet went down. Her internet went down. So, Monday's a holiday. We'll talk to her on Tuesday, but if I can get her on a Q box, but she hired somebody that everything the girl touched is just, so the hour job was, what was it, 4.5 hours? 4.5 hours.
I can tell by that tone of voice. It was stressed.
That's wrong.
It's 6 o'clock here. Karen, she lives an hour away.
And she's still there.
She says she's just starting her day.
So you're using Zoom, Sarah, instead?
I'm loving Zoom.
Join.me is making me crazy.
Oh, it makes me crazy.
If the programs or updates that have come down from Windows or whatever.
It used to be great.
I've had several things happen where people cannot do, and one of them was invite me to be their accountant on QBO because they could not, they got the message saying their computer does not accept cookies.
What?
And they could not put the Intuit site into their whitelist. So
Personally, I prefer chocolate chip. I prefer oatmeal raisin to chocolate chip.
I think we gotta mute Misha because she wants chocolate chip.
Don't you start talking about chocolate. Don't you do it. Oh, guys. You should see all the vendors in the teas.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Annoying.
Why doesn't anybody do what I teach them to do? Sorry, squirrel.
Okay.
Well, when I get to the M's, they're probably all misses.
Train.
So I had a client that absolutely refused to listen to me about petty cash. You're laughing.
Yeah.
He hired me to come in and clean up his QuickBooks.
Mm-hmm.
So when I see an expense that says petty cash,
Mm-hmm.
I inactivate it. Because there is no expense called petty cash.
Just get it out of there.
I just create a bank account, and I told his bookkeeper how to use it. When you write a check from your cash account, code it to the petty cash, but you still have to reconcile it the same way you reconcile your bank accounts, which means you have to put the receipts in there.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, okay. Well, then she says, I'm not getting receipts from my boss.
Really?
So, big surprise, right?
Gosh,
I only with him about other things, and I said to him, you have a petty cash account, and you're not giving the receipts to your bookkeeper. You can't put in what the expenses really are.
So you're losing a deduction.
Well, he says to me, I'm the owner of the company. I don't have to keep track of that. She's the bookkeeper. That's why I hired her.
Oh my gosh.
You know how many times
so
I've
she
been
can
told
read
that?
your mind.
I'm the boss. I don't have to do that.
That's
I got
right.
people for that. I got people.
I got people for that.
I got people.
So she says, what do I do? I said, I can't tell you what to do. I can only tell you the correct way to do anything.
Right. I'm not your therapist.
Yeah, you've got people for that. It's called the IRS auditor.
Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the other people's.
Right. The bookkeeper says, you know what? He's my boss. I'm going to do it his way. And went back and inactivated the bank account and reactivated the expense account. So he now has on his P&L petty cash as expenses.
So there's actually a GL account that says petty cash?
Yep.
Yeah, red flag. Look here, IRS.
Well, I ended up actually getting rid of him. Part of the reason was, When I first started going,
Gosh, I'll feed you in a minute.
my terms are payment upon receipt of, work. So at the end of my session, I expect a check.
That's
First
right.
time was fine. Second time I went, he says, "What's this travel charge? I don't want to pay it." Well, it was only 15 minutes away, so I said, "Okay, no problem." Next time I go and talk to him, as soon as I walk in the door, the phone's ringing. He grabs the phone and makes me wait a half an hour to talk to him.
Yeah, he's got an attitude problem that you don't need.
Oh, you don't want him.
Donna.
Right. So, you know what? You're paying me by the hour, so I'm putting that
Pay me that half an hour.
Right. Well, it so happened he didn't give me a check at the end of that session. I had already seen him several times, so I said, "Okay, I will just bill you." So I sent him the bill, and we made our appointment for the next session. He calls me on the phone, and he says, "I'm sending you a check minus this half hour." I said,
No.
"You know what? I think we're done. I don't think that we work real well together. This is not working out for me. You should find somebody that works a little bit better with you." I was trying to be nice, and his answer to me was, "You're just mad because you didn't win with the petty cash."
I would have pulled out my double-barrel shotgun and just shot him in the head.
Shoot him in the head.
Be that.
Okay, well, I think this conversation is done, and pay me what you owe me, and I'll find you another pro advisor.
Yeah, good lord.
I would
Yeah.
say
Not me.
let's speed dial the IRS line.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the article today where they're begging people not to call?
I know. Well, I just put a link in the chat. One of my clients sent it to me. It was kind of a cool article on the top why this tax season will be the best tax season ever.
Is it sarcastic?
Well, no, it's the big deductions have been extended. So
Okay. It's all the good news.
Yeah. So number 2 is the IRS has less money, so they had to lay off 13,000 employees, so they're not going to be auditing anymore.
They're not going to be audited. Yeah.
So it's a pretty good article. So when you started talking about the auditors and stuff, and I'm like, take a look at number 2. The IRS just laid off 13,000 people.
Yes, it's really bright.
I want to ask you guys, any of you, I'm sure I'm not the only one that has difficult clients. There are a couple clients. There's one I made a point that I'm going to send them a letter next week. I just want them to be gone. And I don't know, I hate to even think like this, but I just don't like I don't like to work with people I don't like.
No, right.
Some people are just mean.
Yeah.
Mean people. And they don't appreciate anything you do. I mean, one of their they had hired an assistant. This assistant's suing them now for harassment.
Uh-oh.
They're just not very nice people, and I used to go into their office all the time, bring in their checks and everything. He's kind of old school. And about 2 years ago, I changed everything. I didn't want to be around them because the things they say and just they're persnickety snobs. And so finally, I never see them. Yeah, they are. and it's even worse than that. They're not nice people.
Yeah.
They treat
Just
people.
get rid of them.
And it's other things too. Maybe that's just the older I get, I just don't have any patience. But I had a doctor who wanted us to hide just had another bank account that he was squirreling money in for a little nurse on the side, but he wanted it, he didn't want his wife to see the check. I don't want to do business with people like that.
Yeah.
Even though they paid well and it was an easy job, the ick factor.
It feels ugly and dirty. I just can't stand that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
so
the thing is, too, is that once you get rid of those people, you are going to make room for way better clients.
isn't that funny how that happens?
It happens every single time.
I've been going through a phase, thinking, oh my gosh, am I just getting tired of what I do? Because some of these things, they remind me of what Joe Woodard said one time in one of his talks, but they're like barnacles.
Yeah.
Get rid of those barnacles,
Mm-hmm.
And
But you know what? I had one that comes in once a year,
Uh-huh.
And I had just emailed a little thing with the gal that works for him and about getting a Q box and everything. And she said, "What do you think would be a good idea?" And I know that was just a couple of weeks ago, and then I haven't heard anything from them. My husband came in last night and he said one of the partners was closing the businesses down, and I said, "Well, I haven't even reviewed their work yet," and he said he died.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, see, I knew he'd gotten cancer. He didn't want anybody to know. But so anyway, I googled him this morning. He died. His obit. I got to read the obits more. December 18th.
Search for your clients.
Well, you know, when I worked at Price Waterhouse, they actually had admin staff that read the obits and legal, looking for clients.
Well, I was going to say for the other reason. I mean, if you have a client list that you send out once a year,
Yeah.
It's time to do your taxes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um,
That was
you have a
weird.
spouse that died, and you send it to the other spouse. Sometimes it causes hurt feelings. So
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly. I know a good friend of mine. After her husband died, she'd open the mail and it's just, how come this person doesn't know, or how come this company doesn't know, and she just kept getting mail for Ben, and it was real upsetting to her. But anyway, so that was like, oh, okay.
So Yvette,
Yeah.
I know Sarah said that Sarah said you got to the point where you're getting older and you're not gonna put up with a lot of stuff. I had that happen to me a couple of years ago, and I ain't that old. And I got tired of I'm trying to use my words properly, so because I know I'm live. Because I'm
saying.
Like, if you are not going to be taking me to Victoria's Secret on a regular basis, then we ain't got nothing to talk about. And so, and I'm not just thinking about that on the work end. I'm talking about life end. So Misha has a zero tolerance policy for BS, and I will call you on your BS right in front of your face. I'm not gonna wait till it. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm real mouthy.
Yeah,
You have to be careful, though. You can't burn your bridges, and you never know what somebody's going to be saying.
But yeah, you have to be careful with your reputation. That's true. You get thrown under the bus.
It's not in a mean way or anything like that. I'm just picky about who I break, who I take on, when you're here.
The problem with me is in general, I could put up with it for a long time. And I've been this client of mine has probably been client for about close to 7 years.
Yeah, it gets easier.
From day one, I didn't want them. Day one.
Yeah, you didn't listen to your gut.
Exactly. And I'll tell you, no
I
matter
feed my dog.
whatever I do, they're just never happy. And, but I feel like,
if you do it up front and you kind of weed out and you let them know this is a partnership and it's a dialogue, an open dialogue, then it works a lot better.
Yeah, I go with that. Our directions are parting. We're going different ways. I have a different direction that I'm heading in, and I don't think that I'm the best one to service you any longer.
Yeah, perfect.
that's what I want to say, exactly. I started the letter the other day.
I refer, I send them the link over to find a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. I may look for 2 or 3 people that look like the cheapest people if they're worried about money,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to recommend these people to anybody. They're not very nice.
But you know what, Yvette? There's a mean person out there for those mean people, and they will find each other.
They'll get paired up.
Looking at it.
Yeah.
Because, like attracts like, and they will find someone out there that thinks the way they do and act the way they act and can work and doesn't find them offensive. Yep. Not that there are many, but they will find someone that matches them.
It's funny that, that people, when you have a client that just no longer you want to do business with, for me, it wears on me. It's like, because I can't just leave them. I want to make sure that
you're too much of a nice guy.
And I don't know, it's hard. And I think sometimes maybe I'm just getting tired of what I'm doing, but sometimes just personalities and things. And I just don't, like I said, I don't like to work with people that aren't kind.
Mm-mm. Well, I usually start...
Send them a letter telling them your rate went up.
Yeah, sometimes you can add a PITA fee.
And also you can use fees as a reason too. If you can tell them that my fees are what they are because of the experience that I have. I am not the cheapest person. If you want the cheapest person, then you don't want me.
I did that 2 years in a row, raised my rates, and they still.
Yeah, some of them will keep taking it.
Because you're good at what you do, and they don't care.
I what I think sometimes it is the trust. Like, once they trust you, they give me a lot of their confidential. I mean, I have, you know what we do. So I think that too is the fact that they do trust me with their, most personal things like that, their finances and what have you. And after servicing them for so long, I really don't know why, but I just am done, and I just got to do it in the right tone and everything. But I hate that. I hate to create.
You know what, Yvette? I will quote my favorite movie. Let it go, be one with the wind and sky, and then freeze them.
Yeah, that's a tough one, though, when they've been a client for a long time, because it's almost like, well, what's changed now?
I think it's not necessarily what's changed now. It's that it's...
I'm talking about the client coming back and going, why are you leaving me now? What's new? Yeah. But,
I mean, we've been like this for 7 years. Why are you leaving?
Why are you just...
I think about that, too, but I'm just going to be, very vague and just telling them that my business model doesn't fit theirs or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good one. The business model doesn't fit.
Yeah.
And that's true.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told my employees over and over, if you come to work and a client makes you go, oh, so and so's here, I don't want work like that. And but it's still hard. Like, I've got one that I keep threatening to drop, except it really is good money, and really, other than his personality. Well, the problem is his P.O. box is up the street. Okay, so he gets his mail you never know when he's going to get his mail, and he stops by. Oh, and I can say all day long, appointment only, give me a heads up, come on.
He does the pop-in.
Pops in, and then he wants to be, he wants to chat, and, he's a nice guy, pays well, but, he's finally learned, he always knocks on my window and scares the flip out of me. And I could be on a video thing, and so anyway, I got him up on QBO because I thought, well, the two things that he'll ask for is like a report, and I'm like, let him get his own, and he will call the bank to see how much money he has, but then we're always scared that he understands outstanding checks, but we're always constantly telling him how much money he has. That, the bank says you have $50,000, but you really only have $5 because we've got this huge Visa bill that's going to hit in 6 days or whatever. So the QBO will solve that because he'll see what the bank says and what we say he has. Okay, so that was the first thing I did. And then yesterday I said, what kind of scanner do you have? See, he's just now beginning to get like iPhone and iPad, and his grandkids are starting to, And I said, I read somewhere that you could have this scanner and program the button against the share file. And I said, you could just open your mail, and the button would be for Sarah, and you just scan it and send it to Sarah. And I said, and put a box under your desk. He wants to go paperless, see. He's always throwing away things that we need. And I said, well, don't shred it or throw it away. Just put it under your desk in a box, and periodically I want the so if he loses something, at least I can find it. And he loves that idea. And I said, I think they're over $300, maybe $400. He's like, get me one.
So, Sarah, you get an A for presentation.
Oh, my gosh, I'm like,
won that presentation.
Yeah.
I only heard.
which
I
one?
think Sarah should give classes on that. We
On
can
what?
learn.
What are you talking about?
Presentation.
Presentation on
How
what?
you told him to go paperless.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So he's all excited and so he's going to bring me his iPhone and his iPad and his Mac. And I'm going to give him a lesson on how to go on QBO and everything. And then I'll try to set it up so it's really easy. And then we're going to get him one of those scanners so he can just, and then we'll get a notification if the bill comes in. And then I can really delegate it, you know. I can have, you know, one of you guys take care of him because it'll all be in the cloud. And then, so I told my gals, I said, that should keep him from stopping by, you would think. Maybe.
Maybe he's learning.
You know, unless he wants to show me his new car. But usually what comes over is the girlfriend of the week. Is this live? This is terrible. Anyway, he's a really great guy.
He's probably watching.
He's probably watching.
Yeah, I always wonder. I don't know what clients watch, but don't they have to be connected to us on Google?
No, they could just. Well, they would have to be able to find. Well, we won't tell them.
Okay, tell me later.
Check the
Oh my
show-
gosh, I cannot believe the 1099's in here.
Check the showcase. Joanne just put something a link.
How do I?
I'm thinking of getting those phones.
Oh, well, so I had a meeting with this client today, and it was so funny because we had to do a lot of, you know, I actually, in addition to bookkeeping and accounting, I actually do some social media and stuff, and I do website stuff. And so we're trying to check this opt-in for his email campaign, and I said, okay, check your email. And he's looking at me like, I don't know how, and I'm like, on your phone? And he's like, I don't have a phone like yours. And he pulled out, and that's the phone that he had.
Oh my.
I was like, I have to get you a phone.
Wow.
Because he had no idea when people say that they check email on their phone and that, you know, oh my God. He was like, yeah, my wife keeps on telling me, I guess I need to get an updated phone. I'm like, they don't even sell those anymore. That's from 2001.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
actually, no, they do. My mom, 76, has a little flip phone. The buttons are big enough for her to see. She
My
doesn't.
mom loved her phone.
She doesn't
She wanted
text.
to dial it.
Online.
Back.
The moms always get them. We call them the burner phones. My mom would go through a phone. I said, are you a crack dealer? Because you have a new phone. I swear to God. I said, Mom, you keep us. She sends us these big, huge emails and says, I'm changing my phone number until this day, and then we're changing it to this number because I'm getting a new phone. And I'm
Why
like,
don't you just keep the same number?
because it's a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, my
And
mom keeps doing that. I'm like, why do you have a new number?
she sells meth or something. I don't know. She needs different phone numbers. I'm not asking. Whatever she does, she's 83 years old. She's got to make some money somehow.
The funny thing is, even though my mom has that phone, she has mastered her tablet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is loving the tablet. She's on there and she's kicking butt on her games, and she can go online and check her stuff, and for the phone. So I'm like, okay, if you can use a tablet, why can't you use a smartphone?
Yep.
My mom, last weekend I set up Pinterest. She didn't like Facebook. She didn't want that. She didn't like seeing stuff. All the other stuff confused her. If it were just relatives or something, but then relatives will be talking to other people, and she didn't want that.
Yeah.
But and then Houzz, Houzz. I'll never get her off that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they need I think my mom needs a lesson on Facebook because, like, I'll post something random.
Yeah.
And then she'll make a comment and she'll say, can you call your mother? It's like I feel like I'm in 5th grade again. I was like, Mom, can you just send me a private message like the whole Facebook community?
Blast that out to everybody.
Wow.
A random conversation, and all of a sudden she'll be like, but could you call me, please? Because if you're on Facebook, you must have time to call your mother.
Oh.
Wow, she
Time to unfriend her.
Wow, now everybody on Facebook is like, Joanne, do not call her mother. Oh,
That's right. I know. I have to remove her post. That's.
And my sister keeps saying, "How come you won't accept me as a friend on Mom's phone?" I'm like, maybe later.
Yeah. But I have figured out how to become friends with like my family, but then move them to an acquaintance so that they never see me. So if anybody wants to know how to do that, I can show you after.
You hear the doggy? Whose dog is that?
That's awesome. We are almost out of time.
Oh, are you serious? I'm only in the pee.
No, it goes way too fast.
I told you, you need to move it to 90 minutes. I'm telling you, we could work that 90 minutes in a
We
flat.
can work that.
Or at least take us offline so we don't have to worry about people.
Yeah.
Dennis, were you going to say something?
I finally got in. I never got an invitation. It was kind of a
Yeah, neither do we.
get in.
Stupid hangout.
Google.
Google wouldn't load. That's what it was. Something because
In the little chat. I'm sorry, Dennis. You were saying I cut you off.
I have a question for Sarah. I'm thinking about using Smart Sheets, and the way I'm thinking about using it, one of the things I would like to have is like a master to-do list, by client, each client, the different subtasks, like on one screen. Is that something I can do?
Oh, easy.
With the basic version?
Yeah, you can do the client name and then indent and just list them, and then the client name underneath it, and then it's really easy to sort alphabetically, or if you wanted to do due dates, you could sort the list by due dates. Yeah, anything you can do in Excel like that.
Yeah, because that's the thing I'm missing is that I've got like a CRM, but I have to go into each client, or it doesn't. There's a summary page that doesn't really do a good job, but
yeah, I have to have a summary. I have to step back and look at everybody.
Yeah, I just want to get an overall view, and can you have it like maybe set up one sub task, or tasks as a template, and then just copy them down for each.
Yep.
And you can do.
I can if you want, you get like a 30-day trial or something.
I didn't know if the sheet or whatever had like 10 sheets. I didn't know if that was something that was. Because I'm just looking at a high summary level.
I could help you set it up.
Sarah, can you pop the link in the chat?
Yeah, I'm going there. Oh shoot. Well, I used to have them in a little text thing real quick where I could just go pop, and I make a move. Okay, let's see. Where'd I file it?
Did you just cry, Joanne?
No pressure. No, it was my dog.
Oh, okay.
Practice management, affiliates, Smart Sheet.
Do you have a question?
Pardon me?
I have a question for you. I was watching your video on YouTube, but I couldn't see any way I could communicate. Just say, hey, I didn't get an invitation. I tried sending an email.
Dennis, always go to the event. When you're in Google+, where you have that home tab, go to the event tab and actually go in the event. I put the link there. I did invite you personally twice this time. You're part of my circles. I invited you there. I did the chat and put the link there. So I'm going to say, if you have that problem, go to Google+, go to the events, click on my event, double click on it, and you'll see the link there to get in.
Okay, because I don't know if it was my computer. I was having computer trouble too, so it might have been.
Cosmo didn't get an invite either. He said.
Aww. Cosmo to sleep, rubbing his little chest like that. He's so sweet.
He's a little guy.
I was going to say.
I'm afraid I would step on him. I have big feet. I need a bigger dog.
Did you see where it's pulled the IQO?
Chihuahua?
Yeah.
The QBO advanced exam.
Oh yeah. Joey, Miss Joanne talking about her Intuit support.
Yeah, you have to watch the beginning for my rant.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be here all night.
Did y'all see my post yesterday where they tried to Intuit tried to refund me $4,500?
Yeah. Did you figure out what it was?
I had no. Yeah, they had a glitch in their accounting system.
Oh, what did they use? QuickBooks?
Right?
I couldn't
What
help
they use?
that.
QuickBooks?
Probably saved.
That was just asking to happen, you know?
Exactly. It was too funny. Yeah, turns out they're not going to give me $4,500 after all.
Oh,
Instead, they just want me to pay my ProAdvise membership fees again.
Well, they should have given it to you for free after all that. I mean, you didn't have to tell them.
Yeah, exactly. You're just being honest. Anyway, I told they said, "Is there anything else I can do for you?" I said, "Well, if you're not going to give me any money, I said, guess I'll go hang up and try to make some."
I like it.
That's funny.
I won't make it next week.
You won't?
No, I'm in a conference, a Leadership Success Summit. So.
Oh man, it's the wrong time of the year to be doing stuff for them to have conferences and W-2s.
Well, I don't do taxes, though.
I don't either, but I did 1099s and W-2s. And,
Oh, that's right. I should be all done by then, I hope.
I'm behind.
Well,
Oh my
maybe when
gosh.
you come back the following week, let us know how it went.
Yeah.
Yes, I will do so.
So has anybody started sending out the 1099s?
Not yet. I'm still testing.
I got a couple. I've done a couple.
Friday. I hope I'll be done next Friday because the following week I go on vacation.
I just loaded my W-2 1099 program this morning.
Which
Not
one are
this
you
morning.
using?
I use Magfiler.
Okay.
What is it? Magfiler?
Magfiler.
M-A-C.
M-A-G-F-I-L-E-R.
Oh, okay.
And it copies over my database from the year before without the employees. So that's all ready to go.
Nice.
And then what you do is you print the W-2s or the 1099s to it. I've got a whole routine, and I've got a temp coming in. We're supposed to start this week, but I'm behind, so I said next week. And we're doing the returns and testing, and get everything to a certain point. Then it goes on the conference room table and starts this assembly line. And she knows what to do once it hits the table. So she's importing, testing, printing, stuffing the original, and scanning, and putting stuff on ShareFile, and then it goes back to the accountant. Anyway, we've got a cute little, works really well, assembly line.
Assembly line.
Because I will not fight QuickBooks on these damn 1099s and names that don't fit and all that stuff, or that straggler that we find out after we processed. So.
And Doug, he gave a couple weeks ago, gave a thing about what sites to go on. Do it online?
Yeah, that's what I do with mine. I do mine all online.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? I mean, because I'm thinking of doing that next week.
Yeah, it depends on how big you are, and as long as it's just you and you can control it, and this client I did it this way, and this client I did it that way, I've got to have everybody on the same system, and I upload one 1099 file and one W-2 file at the end of March for everybody. So,
I'll put in the site that I use. Let's see.
Okay.
there's some good ones out there.
Mine is really good and it's cheap. It's like $3.40 at 1099.
That's probably close to about 300 that I have to send out.
Well, I've got about, I'm down to 600 for 1099s anyway. Let's see. Yeah, see, that I can get the software cheaper than that.
Yeah.
The software.
Well, for me, see, most of my 1099s are honestly people who have to give them to me, or there's like
Yeah.
one or two people.
Yeah.
So I have maybe like 20 clients and sign mine, and each one of them is like, at the most is 15, and that person actually, the 1099 gets done by the CPA. I just put it all together and then let the CPA do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I get paid through, most of my clients pay me through credit card. So
yeah, so you don't have to get one.
You don't even have to count that then.
The client I'm working on now has so much foreign stuff, so we have to do 1042s and W8BENs.
Ugh, I hate
Ugh,
those.
it gives me a headache. I have to. Here's another one.
I have to send out royalty and interest as well.
Well, that's one thing about MagFile is I can do all those odd things. You
That's
know?
good.
And if I've already done a batch of 1099s and they say, oh, we missed one, you just type it in and it just goes into the batch. And then I've got a couple months where they'll call up, you know, hey, the social security number was wrong, I just fix it. So I don't, you know, do any corrections or anything. It works. It's getting a little pricey for my client base now because my client base is so low. But, you know, you work with 50 and up clients, and it's just it's too much not to have something to control it. But hey, I'm in the O's. Woohoo!
Awesome. Well, I think I'm going to end the broadcast for today.
Yeah, I have to go focus on this.
We'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Great weekend.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Misha, stay on for a second.